Hello, 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 hello. Welcome. Welcome. Let me just fix this webcam here. Yes. Hello and welcome to Conversations with Sophia4Christ. I'm just going to ask that you just check that I believe we're transmitting well. All right then. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Conversations with Sophia4Christ. The mission of this platform, Sophia4Christ, is to share content that enlightens and empowers you to go forth and fulfill your divine purpose and be your best in every area of your life. Welcome. Welcome once more. I'm checking my systems to make sure that I'm transmitting. One moment. This is the reality of life when we're in the live environment. Okay. All right. So today we are launching a new series. Yes, and it is entrepreneurship and you. Entrepreneurship and you. And specifically for today, we're going to look at documents that you'll need to get a loan for your business. But if you believe that the Lord has been prompting you to start your own business, look here, don't delay. The Lord is telling you to do a thing, so just go forth and do it. Okay? So if you are that person who will be entering the realm of entrepreneurship, then of course make sure that you stay tuned to Conversations with Sophia4Christ because we will be sharing much more within this Entrepreneurship and You series, the key tips and strategies that you need to be successful in the world of business. So, before we jump into today's episode, where we'll discuss the documents that you'll need to get along for your business, let's introduce our guest for today's show, Lady Kadia Douglas. Let me just bring her on here. Lady Kadia. Yes. So I'm going to introduce
Good
her. So,
afternoon,
Lady
everyone.
Kadia, I want to formally introduce you. Amen. Lady Kadia completed her Bachelor of Science degree in Accounting and Economics at the University of the West Indies, Mona. She's a wonderful lady who is passionate about life and helping others achieve their financial goals. Lady Kadia is employed to JMMB for over 15 years, where she currently serves in the capacity of Client Relations Officer. She has been recognized as an exceptional team member multiple times for exceeding sales and revenue targets, as well as client service engagement. Lady Kadia is always happy to volunteer. She currently serves as a mentor for the women through the UE Guild and as the Chief Financial Officer at the Shavari and social media manager at her church, Content United Brethren. Above all, Lady Kadia just absolutely loves the Lord. She loves the Lord. You will always find her reading or listening to her favorite book, the Bible. She loves to sing praises to God and believes that one day she will pursue a degree in theology. Lady Kadia is married to Sir Patrick, a sergeant in the Jamaica Defense Force for 13 years. No beads, 13, not 5, not 1, not 2, 13 years. Praise God, and they'll have many more to come. They have a son, Ajadi, aka Ajadi the Douglas. No, Ajadi the genius, not the Douglas. But then look like somebody just give him one next name right there, so by mistake. All right, then he'll be the chiefest of the Douglases. So Ajadi the genius, right, who is 8 years old and is very knowledgeable and passionate about his dream of becoming a footballer. Lady Kadia, please tell us a little about the areas in which you have served in the financial sector.
All right. Good evening, everyone. So I started JMMB in 2006. I started as a receptionist. I grew. Before that, I was teaching. I was teaching at the Gavin Massey High School. I was teaching in the business departments. I taught entrepreneurship as well as accounting, office administration. Then I went to JMMB as a receptionist. Then I moved up the ladder from the express transaction office to express transaction officer. I was doing cambio officer. Then to client relationship officer administration, and then to my current role as client relations officer. I have been in the sector for quite a while. I'm a licensed financial advisor. I have done several courses over that time, and I am always happy to help my clients achieve their financial goals, as well as to help people. As Sophia said, I love volunteering, sometimes too much, but I do enjoy helping others and seeing others grow.
Thank you so much, Lady Kadia. Now, this week, we are not going to have the usual, ask Lady Kadia questions and she responds because she's the expert in this area, okay? But before we get into the actual discussion, please note that this discussion is only for informational purposes. So the information that will be shared does not constitute financial advice. Kindly arrange for your financial representation for your best interests. Now, we will also have a Q&A session at the end, but if you have a question that you'd like to ask, you can type it in the chat box, but you just write the word question before you write the actual question, so that as I'm going through and I'm looking at the comments, I'll be able to recognize that, hey, there's a question. And at a convenient time when she can pause, then she will, of course, respond to the question. All right, so I believe that this, do I have any more housekeeping? No, I think that's it. So, Lady Kadia, over to you.
All right, awesome. So, documents that you need to get a loan as an entrepreneur. So, first, being a good entrepreneur means having a good business plan. Also, it also means registering your business, right? So, I'm going to take it from there, come all the way up. So, you have to register your business because a part of getting the documents that are required to get a loan, you have to have a business registration. You wonder why persons ask for business registration. They want to know that you are legally registered, right? And they're not lending you their money just like that. So we need to register the business. How do you do that? You go to the company's office, you fill out a business registration form. They call it BRF1. You would need a proof of address, personal proof of address. You would need your TRN, your ID, and you decide what type of business you want to register. Most entrepreneurs are sole traders. What that means that you're the only owner of the business, right? And that means that you are in charge of the business and you're responsible for the business. Another thing that you would need when you're going for a loan is that you would need to open a bank account. So you need to track the expenditure and you need to track the revenue of the business or the income of the business. So say, for example, I have a business and I sell clothes and cosmetics. And I have been doing that on the side for years. This is just an example. I started in my office there, I sell my colleagues some stuff, right? COVID came in and I realized that this business has good potential. I can grow it quickly. So I decided to, because COVID is in, you have a little bit more time on your hand. So you decide to expand and say, put in more stocks for the business. You buy some more clothes to sell, some more cosmetics and all of that. You realize that the business is growing, right? So what's the next step for your business? When you think about that, right, you need to say, all right, then, I have this business. When I started out, I was making $1,000 for myself a week. Over the month, I've made $4,000 in profit, right? How do I track this? Every time I get that profit, I usually take it and buy more clothes so I can sell more. Yes, because you want to increase the stocks and you want to increase what you have to sell. But one of the things that I'm missing out is that, what is it that I want from the business? My aim when I started the business was to make some money, right? Get that extra income. But how do I track that? So I said to myself, okay, I'm going to put in this $10,000 I have, and I want that $10,000 over time to become $1 million. But how do I get there?
Exactly.
I have to set targets for myself. So yes, I started the business and I started selling 5 pieces of clothes a week, right? Each month, I can tell you that I sell probably 20 pieces of clothes, sometimes a little bit more. But how do I track that? So what I do is to write down targets for myself. So I say January, December and January is always Christmas time. People want new clothes and all of these things to go out.
Exactly.
So what you do is to set different targets each month. So you know that Valentine's coming, people want to dress up and go for dinner, right? That is February. So in February, I expect instead of making the 20,000, instead of making $4,000 for that month, I expect to make 10,000, twice the amount. In January, I expect to make 10,000 too. In March, it's going to slow down a little bit. So I expect to make the same 4,000 I normally make. And in June, it's summer. So I will add some hotel clothing, so that bath swimsuits and all of those, so that I can make some money. So in that month, I expect to make $40,000 because everybody wants to go to the beach and all of that. So you set targets for yourself. And when you do that, you say, okay, I expect to make this, but how much is it that I expect to spend? Right? So right there, we're looking at a projected cash flow. So a projected cash flow is that you write down the months of the year, January, February, March to December. How much is it that you expect to make? Right? So if you make,
Lady Kadia, why is the cash flow, that projected cash flow, important?
it is important to say how much is it that your business is going to make. So if you want a loan,
Okay.
they're going to look at that to say, all right, then your business can manage to pay back our loan. Because if the payment for the loan on a monthly basis is, say, $30,000, are you able to pay back that $30,000 based on what you're doing, or based on the current income that you're getting? So we have to do a projected cash flow to see where is it that our business can go, or what is it that we expect our business to make, right? So that is how we determine how much is it
And
our
the
business
bank
is going to
account
make.
helps to verify that
The
indeed
bank
you have
account
been
helps to
getting that
verify
money.
that. So when you make
Okay.
these funds, you try to pass the money through the account. I know most persons have online business and they do electronic transfers, but sometimes we get cash in our hand. We need to put that cash into the bank account too, to make that flow go through. Even if you're putting it in there for a day. So you put it in there, say on Friday, but on Saturday you need to buy some stocks, and you swipe your card and take it out, or you make a transfer to one of your suppliers. That in itself is fine. So if it is that you put it in and take it out, that is fine, because at least we see where the income is coming out and where the expenses are. So you register your business, you do a projected cash flow, and you open the bank account. To open the bank account, you would need a projected cash flow, which is the days, the month of the year, and how much you expect to make, how much you expect to spend. So you put in your transportation costs, you put in the courier costs to bring your stuff in, you put in your expenses, such as if it is that you have to, buy a shelf put in, if you have to get a taxi to carry your stuff, if you have to, employ somebody to assist you, you put all of that underneath it, right? After you do that, you're going to add up all your expenses and all your income. And then you make, down the bottom, you make surplus or loss, right? And it's fine to make a loss down there. That is okay. But then you can't make a loss all the time, because it wouldn't make sense that you have that business going. And even if you're
Because you
making a
need to be
loss,
profitable.
you need to be profitable. So one of the things that recently I had one of my friends helping with her business, and what I realized is that she says, okay, I'm going to mark these things up by 10%, but then 10% couldn't cover her expenses. So you have to make sure that your prices are good. Yes, you have to be competitive, but you also have to remember what your expenses are, right? So you have to be profitable. So you have to look at that in order for you to, have a good cash flow there. Established business, they do so well because they have the right price, they have the right products. So that is your mandate, to have the right price, the right product, and also to make a profit. That's the main reason why we go into business, to make some money. What you need to open the bank account is a certificate of registration. And if you're a sole trader, when you register your business, you get the TRN is printed on the certificate of registration. The NI, your NIS number is there too. So everything is on that sheet. So what you would need is a certificate of registration, a TRN number, your TRN number, a proof of address, and a piece of ID. So national ID, driver's license, or passport. Those are generally acceptable in the financial industry to open an account. So once you present that, then you can open your account. And normally at JMMB, it's $1,000 to open an account.
Just 1,000
Just
Jamaican.
$1,000, right? Or 100
Our
US
people, just
dollars.
1,000.
Just $1,000. Other institution has
Yes.
other amounts to open it, but at JMMB, that is what you require to open the account. So once we look at the revenue and the expense, right, then we'll know. So as I was giving the example, I started a business. I usually sell a few pieces of clothing, but with COVID, I realized that I could sell a little bit more. So what I would do is to review my plan of action. When I look back at why I started the business, it was because I love clothing and I like to share. I mean, persons always buying clothes and I don't see they're buying the good quality one. So I decided that I would start it for them to buy the good quality and everything. But when you're growing the business, what you need to look at is look at your plan. Yes, I started it because of that, but then it's getting bigger, right? So we have to review why we started it. We have to probably make some notes of what worked for you, right? And one of the things I tell my friends too who have business is to ask your customers what they think about your products. Ask them so you can get good knowledge, because I mean you can do market research right, by just asking your customers what it is or how is my product, what can I do to improve it. Do I need to add a packaging to say this is from my company or from me or from my business? What is it that I need to do? And always ask for reviews so that you can be better and more competitive the next time, right? So that will help you to, I mean, sell more, to make more revenue.
I guess when you're asking for that feedback, that you make sure that you're not just asking your friends.
No, not your friends,
That,
all your customers.
well, unless your friends are like, you know, well, everybody. You should ask everybody
Ask
because the
everybody
friends
for
may be
feedback.
blinded
And,
by
and another thing is try to give good service. So you take their number. So somebody orders something from you,
always
take
give
their
good
number, you
service.
follow up. How is the dress? Did it fit well? Right? You ask those little questions. So in your mind, you can say if you have a potential customer and you remember that they are the same size as this one, you can tell them the feedback, or you can know to
How
make
it
a better
fits.
decision of how it fits. If it's a smaller or you need to do smaller or larger. So you have your product knowledge, because product knowledge is going to be necessary if you want to sell your products well. You need to know the products inside and out. Another thing that you can look at to cut back on your expenditure, to make sure you're making a profit, is to cut back on your expenses, right? So maybe you usually buy one dress, maybe buying them in bulk would be more profitable to you. But I mean, if it is that you buy three and you can get it at a reduced cost, instead of buying one, somebody order one dress and you order one dress just to suit them. Yes, that happens from time to time, but that should not be the norm. You should have, I mean, good amount. So, you know, when you buy wholesale, you get it cheaper. So that means your markup is
Exactly.
going to be a little bit higher. So you try to reduce your expenses by buying in bulk. And you can monitor your expenses from time to time to make sure that, I mean, the expenses are not high. So when you look at the surplus at the bottom of the end of the cash flow statement, the projected cash flow statements, you're making something,
Oh,
right?
okay. And
Um,
just for clarification, what's markup? Because these
Markup,
are
all
so much
right.
accounting
So
jargon.
markup is a percentage that you make for yourself. So if you buy an item for $10 and your markup is 20%, that means you're going to sell it for $12. Right? So the $2 extra would be your pocket money, because you spend $10 on it and you're selling it for $12. That means $2 is yours. So that would be what you mark up the price for, the original price. So it's the amount that you put on the original price so that you can make some money. So that is mark.
Okay. I just want to make sure that it's clear to everyone who comes across it.
Right. Thank you. All right. Then now you look at so you have been selling and you have been buying stuff and putting in the business, but you need to put some aside. So apart from putting the money in the bank account and say, okay, this is what is in the bank, going through my bank account, but how much of it is left? So if it is that you say, all right, when I sell something, I'm going to, for everything that I sell, I'm going to leave 10%. So your markup is 20%. You're going to leave 10% on the bank account. You have to put away something. Why? Because of COVID. COVID last year teach us good lessons.
Yes, it
A lot of
did.
persons didn't have anything to fall back on. Some of them had to close their businesses. because they didn't have anything to fall back on. So you need to put aside some of those funds in order for you to have something. Because yes, the bank will lend you a loan, but the bank will lend you a percentage of what you want most of the times. So where are you going to get the additional funds from? So you have to put away some of the funds that you make, some of that income that you make from the items, and you have to be disciplined about it. So you say, all right, then I'm making some money now. My projected cash flow looks good. What's next? Recently in the news, you heard that Amazon 876 is coming to Jamaica, and you say, yes, a long time I want to export my thing. One of the things right now that is going well for Jamaicans is the natural hair products and the turmeric soaps and all of those things that we have out there in the market. Quite a few persons are in there, but they're only marketing to Jamaicans right here. Now the opportunity presents itself for them to export it, all right? So one of the things, what is it that I can do differently in order to get onto that platform, in order to make some more money? So you have to look at your business. Yes, my business is ready to take off because I've been doing it so long, probably 2-3 years. What is it that I can do differently? Because when you're doing your business, you always want to make money. And how are you going to make money? You have to grow, right?
Yes.
What stage of the business are you? You had the idea, you started it, right? You're growing, and then now you need to mature. So what you do is that you need to, look at the competitors, look at other businesses that are in your area, and say, okay, where do I want to be? So that is a part of the business plan, where I want to be in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. You can't have a business and you started it and you stay in place where you're selling the same amount of items that you were selling when you just started. No, you need to grow. So
Exactly.
876 Amazon will present itself right now. What can I do? So you have to be up to the standards in order to sell your products to other countries. And one of these things you have to look at is that you have to look that your product is at the standard, your packaging is at the standard where it should be. And you're going to need money in order to go further with your business. So you definitely would need a loan to go further, or you need to look at other ways that you can get on to go to onto this platform. So you would need to review your current business plan to see where you're at, right? What can I do differently? Look in the market, do your own research, ask your customers, what can I improve? Look at other business. You cannot always call other business, you have a business, you call other business to see what they're doing, right? That you can, learn from them what is happening. So you have to market your business. You have to make sure that you're packaging right, and you have to know your strategies. So you normally sell right in your office. You move out because other persons tell persons about it. And then what is it that we can do different? The rain is coming down. All right. So you look at that. And then now, what is it that I see my business? Where do I see my business going in the next 10 years? So you look at all of those things and you try to make your business look good. Because when your business looks good, persons are going to want to lend you. When you have good financial statements, when your projected cash flow, say your projected cash flow is X. When your accountant, look at your business and say, okay, this is where your business is at. This is how much money you're making on paper, right? When you bring that to somebody and they look at it and they say, okay, your business is doing very well, I want to lend you. That is what is going to happen, when you do all of that. Somebody's wanting to lend you some of their funds in order for you to grow, in order for you to be on the 876 platform. So you would need, when you're going for a loan, you would need the business registration, you would need your projected cash flow, you would need a certified accountant to do up your financials. So you would get an accountant to verify what you said that you're going to make, right? Yes, the accountant is going to cost you money, and some small businesses or micro enterprises, as we call them, don't want to spend the money, but sometimes they have to put out that money in order for you to grow. Yes, it's a lot sometimes because some of the accountants can charge you a lot. But if you do it year every year, if you do it every year, then it won't be as costly as if you left it there and ask the accountant to do 5 year one time. So you have to
Exactly.
do
And
that.
you have all of this mix up when you can't find receipts and these things, which
Right.
would then be a big
So
problem.
so you have to do that. So you get a certified accountant to do up how much money you make and the financial statements, which is basically the cash flow or your income statement, as well as your balance sheet. You also need
So
to have
you're saying that it's best when you're coming in for the loan to have an accountant to prepare those documents, the cash
right.
flow and
So right.
the
You
balance sheet.
Right. So most likely they ask you for your financials. Most companies, unless they lend to micro enterprises, most of them want you to be operating for at least 2 years, so they can look at the financials and see that you have been doing well and making money and can afford to pay back their loan. Right.
Okay.
So you do
Just a
need to
quick
do.
question. Is the
Sure.
cash flow the same as the profit and loss?
No, the cash flow shows the income breakdown. The profit and loss show it for the year. So
Okay.
with the projected cash flow will show month over month, really, and then the income statement will show what you have made for the year and all of that.
Okay.
Then after you do that, now, so you have the business registration, the projected cash flow, the financial statement done by a certified accountant. Then you would need a bank statement. So you would need something to show that you have made the money. And another thing too, before I move on to the bank statement, is that you need to give your customers receipts. You need to have a receipt book, right? Because when the accountant come in to do your financials, he's going to need to see that to verify that is what you made, right? So you need to give your customers receipts, whether electronic receipts or is it that you write a receipt, you need to give your customers a receipt. There are several softwares online and some free ones that are there that you can use to generate receipts for your customers, and it stores them for you somewhere. So I've seen a couple of businesses that use online receipts and it stores them. And some of these software, if you decide to pay for a couple of them, I don't remember the name of the one that my friend used for her business. But if you decide to pay, I think she pays roughly about $112 for the year. If you decide to pay for it, it will generate the income
That's
statement.
US,
Right.
112
US,
US.
US,
Okay.
right. It will generate the statement for you. So it can give you it can give you a cash flow and an income statement because of that information that it has collected, because you would need to upload your payments to suppliers to it too. So it will generate that statement for you, right? So you
Yeah.
need the bank statements also. So sometimes we verify when you come in for the loan, we verify what is in the financials with what is on the account, because when you're going to pay the loan, maybe they are going to ask you to set up a standing order on the business account so the loan can flow in, right? So
Oh,
most persons want standing
okay.
orders in order for the loan to be paid. They don't want you to walk in and pay it over the
Okay.
counter. They normally say, okay, we're going to need to take it from the account, right? So you
Okay
need to make
then.
sure that the bank statement is there. You also need to file your taxes and the income. Sometimes they ask for the tax returns too, right?
Okay. Tax returns.
Especially if it is that the person only don't have any other job apart from this business, right? So they will ask for the income tax return. Um, as I was telling you, that most times the financial institution wants to lend to businesses that are established for 2 years or more. There are other institutions that does micro. The government has placed, different institutions there to help you, to guide you on where you can get loans if you're just starting up. The government has particular grants for businesses that are starting, like in innovation, for example, technology, or if they're coming up with anything in technology or in the tourism sector, they will give you a grant to start up. So if you're interested in those, you can go on the Development Bank of Jamaica website and you can see the different grants that they will offer for startups. So if you have an idea and you want to start up the business, you don't have the money to start up the business, then you can go on the Development Bank of Jamaica website and see what are some of the grants that they give, because the government has over billions of dollars in grants that are not taken up each year because
Oh,
persons are not in that sector. Yes, you have an idea you want to start, but look, if it falls in that, you can get a grant, so you don't have to borrow, right? You can also, we also need to look at, so if you're in operations for 2 years or more, then that is good. You need to present your financial statements, your income tax return, your bank statement, your projected cash flow, and the business registration. From
for at
time to
least
time,
2 years.
for at least 2 years. From time to
Okay.
time, the loan officer would need to do an assessment on your business. So they will come to your business and they will look how you manage it. Because some persons have a business, but they don't have the business background to manage it, right? And one of the things that the private sector organization of Jamaica is pushing is that for financial institutions to have small and medium enterprise business business units in their company to help small and medium enterprise business. And these are business that makes over 15 million in income or revenue, right? So they have units for those business too. But for the micro businesses, like the ones that are making under the 15 million or under 10 million, then they can go to the bank and try to get a loan. They also ask you for your tax compliance certificate, and the reason
What
why
is
they
that?
ask
How is
tax
that different
compliance,
from the tax returns?
well, the compliance certificate means that you are trading, really, right? So when you do your returns, you can always apply for your TCC, tax compliance certificate, because that is needed, especially if you're trading, buying
And
and
by
selling,
trading, what do you mean by
buying
that?
and selling goods
Like
or
physical
services,
goods that
right?
you have to pay GCT on.
Right, right.
Okay.
So you need a tax compliance certificate too.
Okay.
So those are some of the stuff that you would need. So you would need, and these are not limited. They will ask you for other things. So you would need your business registration, your projected cash flow, your financial statements, done by a certified accountant. You need your bank statement, your income tax return, your business. You would need a TCC. You will also need to be in operation for at least 2 years, and they will do an assessment if it is that they need to do an assessment based on the information provided. Because some businesses, say for example, you are you have a store, and you are there, and you they want to see your customer. You say you have like 100 customers a day, right? So the officer will take the time and come to your place and see how you run the business. Do you have the business knowledge, right? um we have a small and medium enterprise unit at JMMB, and we not only give loans, but we assess what you can do differently with your business, what other opportunities are there. So a small SME, um, SME officer, small and medium enterprise business officer can visit your business and see what it is that you need. How is it that you can do a little better, and all of those things. And it's not limited to loans. It's not limited to loans. It's unlimited, because they give you advice on how to make your business better. It also gives you advice on opportunities that are in the market that you may not see, how you can conduct market research, how you can market your products. So if it is that you are interested in growing your business, you can also always speak to a small and medium enterprise officer, and you can always go on our website and just send them an email and they will respond to you. So one of the things that when you're doing your business, always seek advice, and these advice are free, right? You don't have to pay for them. And it's good advice. And if it is that you want to get the loan, if you want to make your business, into a big, large, you can export, import, and make that money, you need some advice, by the way, because sometimes we think that we know a lot, but we don't. And somebody else can show something that can allow us to make a whole lot of money or grow our business in the direction that we want to grow it. Just like that, because somebody pointing out a flaw in our business can make us, change course and make the money so quickly. So we have to seek
Exactly.
advice from time to time.
All right.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Have you come to the end?
Well, I was just going to I just share some tips on some entities that you can just look on their website. There's always YouTube. I mean, there if you type in how to get a loan, or if you type in how to grow my business, what can I do differently, you will find them on YouTube. You can go on YouTube on the JMMB YouTube page, and you see a whole lot of ideas how to fund your business, how to make it profitable, how to market your products. All of those are out there in the public space that you can, I mean, read and watch and try to grow your business a little differently. You can also always go on the for those persons who have not yet registered their business, you can always type in the Companies Office of Jamaica in the Google browser, and it will come up, and you just look for new business. Just type in new business in the search, and it will tell you what it is that you need, and it will give you the form. And the form is pretty easy to complete. And I think I don't remember the cost to pay to pay for the whole registration, but I don't think it's a lot of funds, right? I think it's probably less than $20,000, right? So you can
Okay.
look at it and see there. And most of the stuff are electronic, so you can do it online, right? So you have the Company's Office for Registration, you have the Jamaica Business Development Corporation. Say, for example, you want guidance on your business plan, right? They are there to do that. And that's another place that you can go and look to get, I mean, business plans. Every year when them used to keep, I usually go to that booth just to collect information, and there's a whole lot of range of information. And if even if it is that you're not buying and selling clothes, but you have an idea of probably creating something else, they're there to help you.
We have
They're
a
also there.
no. We have a question just came in.
Mhm.
So, Lady Camille says, "What about loans for real estate investment properties? What are the requirements?
Okay.
Like the person maybe own their own house already, and then they
Hmm.
just want to get into real estate investment properties."
Well, you can if it is that the person wants to buy another property, right? Then the requirement is you can if you have identified the property and the value of it, then what we'll do is to look at your income. So you can present us with three last pay slip, a job letter, um, and you will be required to do a credit report, which you would sign a documentation, and then we can tell you what it is that you're pre-approved for. And then when you're pre-approved for the amount, then you can decide if this is the amount that you want, right? And then we can proceed from there. Because each person is individual, so Camille can send me her number, or she can take my number, and then I can have a conversation with her.
Well, your contact details. So, Lady Kadia's contact details are in the description box below. I think I have her email there. Don't
Yes.
think I have a telephone number, but I have her email there, so you can send it, or you can contact me because I know you personally. Lady
Yes.
Camille.
I can give you
Yeah.
my cell number. I have a work cell.
Oh, you can give it out. Okay,
Yes.
then you can go ahead.
It's 876-869-8133. 876-869-8133. So you can always, I mean, send me a WhatsApp. I answer WhatsApp or a text message, or you can give me a call. And if you don't have any credit, you can send me a please call me. I'll call you back. Right? And we can have a discussion about that.
So let me just try to put that in comment form. So
Yes. 876 eight
hold
six
on,
nine.
because I have to put your name first.
Yes.
876
869
869
8133.
133. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Let me just highlight it right here.
So right. So the JMMB Bank offers loans, the loans for small businesses, medium enterprises, micro. You can also get mortgages, unsecured loan, motor vehicle
Would that
loans,
would
all of
that
those
what
from the bank.
so just to clarify, so say
Mm-hmm.
somebody already has you call it already has a mortgage, right? And they want to get a second mortgage, but this is not going to be for primary residence. They would
Well, once your
basically
income,
for rental. So
right,
would there be like a different interest rate or the same interest rate as your primary residence?
it depends. So if it is that you have used your NHD benefits and acquire property already, and your income can afford another property that you can get a mortgage from a bank, a financial institution, then once your income can afford it, then you'll be able to get, I mean, the loan to do so.
Okay.
So
So
once your income can accommodate it, then we're good to go. So even if you have a mortgage already, but then you're making enough money to get a second one to do a second property, then yes, you can do so. Once your income can afford it, then yes.
okay, so the main thing is just affordability. But of course,
Right,
you know that NHT is one shot and that's it.
right. One shot
For
and
at
that's
least
it.
15 years before you
Yes,
can get, I think they said, I forget how much they say you can
yes.
get as development. I think they said 2 million. Don't
Mhm.
quote me on that, people. All right, so this is not the usual discussion format where we have the discussion. This is more like a talk presentation, so you can ask your questions as we're going along. We've discussed quite a bit for those of you who may have come in late, so
Mhm.
you can ask a question. So I don't have a formal cut-off Q&A session, so you can ask a question by just typing in the chat question and then write the question that you have.
Another thing that I want to touch on is that if, say, for example, you manufacture your own products. So most persons are into hair care and the skin products nowadays. I see on Instagram a whole lot of them. One of the things that you can do is to contact the Bureau of Standard so that your product can be up to standard for export. Because when you're exporting your products, you need to be certified at a particular standard for it to go out or borders. So one of the
Okay.
places that you can go on the Bureau of Standard and you can look at it and have them, I mean, certify your products so that when 876 Amazon come, you can, I mean, export your products there. So
Okay.
there are several avenues that small business owners, micro business owners can access. Several. I mean, several of them. There are a whole lot of them. So you have the Jamaica Business Development Corporation. The Development Bank of Jamaica gives the loans to approved financial institutions. So you can go on their website and you will see that they are giving grants and they're giving out loans at X percentage, but you have to go through a bank to get it because they don't give it to you like that. So you have to go to a
Oh, so it's
bank to get it.
dispersed through a financial institution if you do
Right,
the
right. But
development
from time
bank.
to time they have grants too. So you
So
can
the
always
grants are also dispersed through the financial
no,
institutions?
no, the grants are done from their side, their end,
Okay.
right? If it is that they have to go to a financial, they will tell you which one of the financial institutions to go through to get the grant. And they are going to give to persons who are registered. So remember, you need to get registered, right? So you have to register your business to get it.
And just to clarify, everyone, the difference between a loan and a grant, a loan you have to pay it back, a
Pay
grant,
back the grant
it's
you
like
don't.
you don't have to pay it back. So, yay! So,
Uh-huh,
all of these little
uh-huh.
nuggets, these not little, really golden nuggets that Lady Kadia is dropping here
And from
this afternoon, take advantage of them.
and a lot of the grants are not taken up. So just go on the website
Exactly.
and look and see. And there are a whole lot of because the government has put out there that they want certain sectors to grow, right? And they mean that because they have put out the money there is in the budget and it goes through different agencies for you to get it. So just put in what you want, depending on what you want. You can go on the Jamaica Business Development website and you can see the different avenues that you can go and get it done. And they also assist you with growing your business marketing. They from time to time they have forums or webinars as they call them now, and you can go on there and learn so much. Right? I've watched a few of them myself, and I've learned so much so that I can guide my clients in getting the best for their businesses.
Okay. Thank you so much, Lady Kadia. Any more questions, my lovely audience? Well, those of you watching the replay, you'll have to ask the questions afterwards, and then, you can contact Lady Kadia if you're watching the replay. But for those of you who are live right here, do you have any questions? Please ask your questions. Just put it in the chat box because we are here, and Lady Kadia has willingly sacrificed her valuable time to come and share with
I
us
don't mind.
this afternoon, her expertise. So please ask your questions.
And one of the things with going, so say for example you don't know if it is that you have everything to get the loan, or if you're at that place to get the loan, you can always go in and ask, right? Because information is free. And when you go to a loan officer and they will tell you, no, I can't give you the loan, they're going to give you a reason why you can't get it, right?
All right, so Lady Gillian is asking, what is the maximum requirements you need to get the grant? That's the grant from the Jamaica Business Development, and the maximum you can get. So I guess she's
So
asking
so
like,
so last
and
year
how
in COVID,
much?
during COVID, one second, I think I have something here. So last year during COVID, the Development Bank of Jamaica offers vouchers or grants to SMEs, and they started from 100,000 to 200,000, and it was dependent on which area you're in, right? So they had different areas. So they had management consulting, they had nutritional labeling, they have product formulation, they had quite a few accounting systems, setting up your accounting systems, they had certification process, they had so many of them. They have a list there on their website that they were doing last year. And this year they still have some that they are giving away same way. And one of the things that you would have to bear in mind is that you would have to be registered, right? And
Back
sometimes
to the registration.
right? And sometimes these vouchers will represent like 70% of the service costs. So, I mean, it depends. It depends on which area you're in. They have different requirements for it.
What service costs? You know the jargon. We know you're into your finances and the
So,
jargon,
so
so we
say
have to
for
try and break it
so
down.
say for example, you are a small business owner, but you want to access somebody who is a consultant to better your business, and the consultant
Okay.
is charging you a percent, an amount in order to get that information from them. That would be a service cost, right?
Okay.
And they can lend you a percentage of it. They can give you a grant for a percentage of it or all of it, depending on the amount. So that is
Okay.
the service cost. So you can there are so many I mean avenues to get started with a business. I know that it's not being accessed that much, right? Because some persons can't bother. But if you really, really and truly want to grow your business, you will be able to do so with all of these that we have mentioned, all of the information that we have mentioned today.
Okay.
Okay.
So any other question from our audience? We've had Lady Camille, Lady Gillian. Any other question? Because thereafter you're going to have to email Lady Kadia
That's
or
fine.
call her. So
Yes.
all right. So you're most welcome, Lady Gillian Dawkins. She says thank you, Lady Kadia.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh yes, you're welcome. So
Yeah.
don't be shy about going to the bank to get a loan. If they tell you that no, you're not ready yet, then what is it that you need to do differently to get going? You can do so and get it going. Maintain your records, register your business, maintain your records, write down your business plan, your strategy, write down the targets that you want to meet on a monthly basis in order to make your cash flow look good, right? You can do so many things in order to grow your business. And one of the things that I always look at is that person's business, you can they are growing, yes, but are you recording your growth? So while you're growing, please to
That's
record your growth.
essential. You
Record
need to
it,
have a
record
record
it,
of
record it.
everything that
Open
happens.
open an account for your business. Open it separate from your personal account, right? Open an account for your business, right? It's very easy. And some persons, when they go to the bank and the bank give them the list of requirements, and they see cash flow on it and they don't have a clue what it is, ask the questions, right? Ask the questions and get the information, because sometimes it's so easy, but because we don't ask, then we are left in the dark and we don't want to do it and we don't want to do this or that, right?
Exactly. My mother used to say, if you want good, you know what's have to run. So
Yes.
be
Yes.
translation, you have to put in the work to get the good that you deserve.
And
Those
it's not
are
hard. It's not
attributes.
hard. Not hard at all.
Okay. All right. So I don't know in closing, because I'm not seeing any other questions come up from the audience. So in closing, Lady Kadia, just anything that you'd like to emphasize? I guess just repeat what it is that they need at
All
a
right.
basic level to get
All
a
right. So
business
you
loan.
would need your business registration. You need a projected cash flow. You need your financials done by a certified accountant, and please do them every year. You would need your income tax return and TCC, and you must be in operation for at least 2 years, right, in order to get a loan. If it is that you're just starting up, then you look on the web pages of the Jamaica Business Development Commission. If you have an idea and it falls into any one of the categories that they're giving grants for, so you can get a grant. And it's pretty easy to get a grant there because they also help you with that business plan that you need to get the grant.
Oh, okay.
And and most importantly, try to get all the information that you can. Try to get
Oh, this is
all the
so sweet.
information.
Sir Patrick is healing of his wife. I like when I have these moments in the show where the spouses come on and they say hi and all of these things. So, hi, Sir Patrick, hi.
Hello, sir, husband. Nice for you to join us. I know that he has been
Yes, he's
watching. He's at work,
supporting.
but
He's
he's at work,
supporting.
but he's watching. Uh-huh.
Amen.
Yes.
All right. So, see that we have no other question. Thank you so much, Lady Kadia. I know you have a lot on your plate. You're a busy woman. You're a wife. You're a mother, full-time employee, plus other pursuits that you are also engaged in, and of course, volunteering, church work up to the max, like
Yeah.
social media and all of these things, as we were discussing before. She's like thinking about all the things that she can do to upgrade her church's social media. So yeah, all of these things.
Yes.
So she's
Okay.
truly
Mhm.
booked and oversubscribed. But I'm very grateful to her
Mhm.
for sparing the time to speak with us this afternoon about the business documents that you would need to about the loan bit about the documents I should say that you need to get your business loan. So I'm very grateful to you for sparing your time, Lady Kadia. And
Yes.
I just pray that the blessings of God will just pour it upon you, Sir Patrick, Johnny the Genius. I'm going to keep on calling him that name, Johnny the Genius, as well as the extended family, just blessings and preservation and health and strength and all the good things of the Lord. But also that you will see just the hand of God moving in your lives,
Thank
even the
you.
divine elevation, supernatural speed of the Most High God be unto
Man.
each of you in the name of Jesus. I'm
Amen.
truly grateful. Thanks so much. Thanks once again. And just as a reminder, Lady Kadia's contact details are in the description box below. Plus, yes, Lady Gillian is saying good session. Yes,
Thank you so
indeed, good session. So I'm just going to bring it up again. That's Lady Kadia Douglas's work telephone number. And if you look in the description box, you'll also see her other contact details like email and so forth. And she's with JMMB. She's their client relations officer. And also I have, thank you, Lady Andrea. She says, thank you, Lady Kadia.
And thank
Indeed,
you so
indeed,
much
indeed.
for watching. And thank you, Sophia, for this opportunity. I mean, I need to come out of my shell some more. Yes, I really
Yeah,
enjoy your programs,
audience, draw
and
out.
and even if I don't join in live, I'll watch them in the night
Trust
until
me, you draw
Ajani
out.
hears them and come and watch with me too. And then sometimes he asks me if I'm not going to watch your program. So yes, yes.
Oh,
We are
no.
totally in tune with what you're doing, and I tell you, it's so
Amen.
amazing sometimes to hear the information you share, as well as the word that you get from the Lord to share with us. I mean, so encouraging, and I just pray that God continue to use you and bless you. I mean, every good blessings will be poured out
Amen,
on your
amen,
programs and in
amen.
your life and everything that you do. In
In
Jesus' name,
Jesus' name.
in Jesus' name,
Amen.
amen, amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, my dear Lady Kadia. So, if there is, let's see. Okay, so if you're a Christian business owner or you have a ministry or an initiative that you would like to feature on the show, please send a message to mail@sophiacterlang.com. That's mail@sophiacterlang.com. Of course, all of the contact details are also in the description box below, so you can contact me if you need to do so. So to our lovely audience members, I thank you so much for joining us this afternoon for another discussion. And for those of you watching the replay, hey, thanks for sticking it through and watching through to the end. Thank you very much. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, Facebook page, whichever side you're looking at. It's also on Instagram, Sophia4Christ. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all of the wonderful things, do all of that. And make sure that you also check out Lady Kadia Douglas. I have all of her contacts below and social media handles that you can contact her and just reach out to her to get the support that you need. Okay, so I believe that is it. Oh, hold on. Do I have another comment coming up? So she says, great presentation. Thank you so much, Lady Camille. Great presentation. All
Yes.
right. So I believe that is it for this episode of Conversations with Sophia for Christ. And until we meet again, may his blessings, peace, and wisdom be with you all. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining.